When I first started self-publishing, I thought all I had to do was write a great book, put it on Amazon, and magically people would find it. Yeah, that didn't happen. Instead, I made a lot of mistakes. Some of them were very costly, but each one of them taught me something valuable. If I had known these 10 lessons sooner, I would have saved myself months, if not years, of frustration. So whether you're creating journals, planners, activity books, or full-length guides, these lessons will help you sell more books and build a real business. Let's dive in. So lesson number 1 is mistakes are just signposts. Imagine you're hiking up a mountain and you accidentally take the wrong path. You don't just sit down and give up. You use that mistake as a clue to find the right trail. And that's exactly how self-publishing works. Every failed launch, bad review, or low sales month, they're not the end, they're feedback. And if your planner isn't selling, maybe the cover design is off or the keywords aren't strong enough. If your journal gets negative reviews, maybe you need to tweak the description a little bit. So mistakes aren't roadblocks, they're just course correction. So it's really important that you learn from mistakes and you just carry on. And I think that is one of the things that's really helped me on my journey, and it can help you too. Lesson number 2 is follow one guide, not 1,000 opinions. So think about learning to cook. If you follow one trusted chef's recipe, you'll probably get a great dish. But imagine taking ingredients from 10 different recipes. It's probably going to be a disaster. So the same thing happens in self-publishing. There is so much advice out there, but if you're pulling from too many sources, you'll end up confused and worse, stuck. So for low content books, follow someone who actually sells journals, planners, or workbooks successfully, because the strategies for fiction or full-length books won't always apply to low content publishing. So stick to one method and master it. So stick to one person that you trust, that you like the sound of, and that you want to follow. So it doesn't have to be me, it could be anybody, but make sure it's someone that you feel you're learning from, and stick to one person. That's usually easier. I used to follow so many people at the beginning, and after a while it starts getting confusing. So just pick the one that you learn from the best, and maybe even 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. But just don't follow 10 people at a time, because that's usually a little bit distracting, and sometimes you're getting mixed messages. Lesson number 3, you're not just a writer, you're a business owner. So you might think, I'm an author, not a marketer. Well, I've got bad news. If you want to sell books, you have to market your books. And imagine you open a lemonade stand and you could have the best lemonade in the world. But if people don't know who you are and don't know about it, you won't make a single sale. So self-publishing is the same. Writing or designing the book is only 50% of the process. The other 50%, well, that's marketing, branding, keyword research, cover design, you name it. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll start making real money. And I know how difficult it is, because I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't like selling and market things, but you have to learn it. You have to do it, because otherwise it's really difficult to sell books, and you'll only rely on running ads, which cost money. So the sooner you learn how to market, the better. And lesson number 4 is action beats endless research. Picture this. You want to learn how to swim. So you read 20 books about swimming techniques, but you never actually get into the pool. Well, that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But so many aspiring authors do the same thing. They watch tutorials, they take courses, they join Facebook groups, but they never actually publish a book. So I see this a lot with low content publishing, actually with any type of publishing. People spend weeks researching the perfect niche, instead of just creating and launching their first journal or their first notebook. At some point, you have to stop researching and start doing. And lesson number 5 is don't worry about what ifs. If you ever planned a road trip, but you refuse to leave the driveway because you're worried about getting lost, or what if you hit traffic, you'd never get anywhere. And that is what overthinking does. What if nobody buys my book? What if I get bad reviews? What if my cover isn't perfect? I know that's what a lot of us think, but here's the truth. You won't know until you launch. Every successful self-publisher has books in their catalogue that never sell. The difference? They kept publishing and adjusting. And that is really important because I've got lots of books that don't sell. And if I look at them, I would never publish another book. So you just have to keep going and eventually it will all fall into place. So lesson number 6 is a clear goal needs a clear direction. Imagine getting on a train, but you have no idea where it's going. You're probably going to waste a lot of time going in circles. And that is exactly what happens when you publish books without a clear goal. So you have to think about, are you trying to build a brand? Are you trying to make passive income? Are you using books to grow an email list? Your goal determines your strategy. Low content books can be a long-term business or just a side hustle, but you have to decide that first. And lesson number 7 is market validation before writing. So let's say you open a burger restaurant, but you open it in a town where everyone is a vegetarian. It doesn't matter how amazing your burgers are, nobody's going to buy them. So before designing a planner or a journal or any book, check the market. Are similar books selling? Are the categories saturated? So don't just make books that you like. Make books that buyers want. And ideally, the books that buyers want are also books that you like because that is the best combination. So try and find those. What is lesson number 8? It's confused readers don't buy. Have you ever walked into a restaurant with a 20-page menu? It's confusing, right? If your book title, subtitle, or description isn't crystal clear, readers will move on. If you can't explain what your journal or planner is about in one sentence, it's too complicated. So you really need to simplify. And that is something that really helped me in selling more books. Keep it simple, keep it very clear for your customers. Lesson number 9 is one book at a time. Imagine juggling 5 balls, but you don't even know how to juggle one. A lot of new authors start multiple books at once and they end up finishing none of them. So make sure that you publish one first, market it, then move on to the next. So those are the things that you really need to watch. Don't start 3 different books at one time. Just finish the one book that you've started first. And always remember quality before quantity. Lesson number 10 is a really important one, and that is to sell the outcome, not just the book. People don't buy journals. They buy the habit of journaling. People don't buy planners. They buy organization, control, and productivity. Sell the benefit. Make it about them, not just about your book. So you wouldn't say, buy this planner. You would say, do you want to stay organized, reduce stress, and finally take control of your time so you can focus on what truly matters? This planner will help you do it. So do you see the difference? So these 10 lessons took me years to learn the hard way, but you don't have to make the same mistakes. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and check out part 2, where I'll share 10 more self-publishing lessons that will save you time and money. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you so much for watching today. Bye-bye.